Hi, I'm Linda, and I was going to tell you my story about how I had a tremendous healing. And I guess the part of it being so tremendous for me is I really didn't think it was ever going to be possible. I had a skin condition called hidradenitis. It's a condition that looks a lot like some form of acne. It's called cystic acne, so it gets like these big boils and wounds that open up. It was on my chest and it was on my legs, and it would open up, and I'd had wounds that would open, well, all the time. I really never had a time where I didn't have something that was open and draining. And this started around the time I was 14 years old. And of course, it just started with one thing, and then it just kind of kept growing and expanding, and went from one doctor to the other doctor, and they tried all kinds of things. And because of it being on my chest, it was really humiliating at the age of like 14 on up, and going to these different doctors. And I was injected with different kinds of steroids that were supposed to shrink it, and that's very painful. And fast forward to, I was involved, joining the charismatic groups, and I'm really good with praying for other people, but I was a cradle Catholic, and didn't ask for much for myself. And I was telling my friend, and he said, "What? You've had this all this time?" And by this time, all this time was over 30 years that I'd been having this problem. And he said, "You've had this and you haven't gone to Kathleen." And so going to Kathleen meant basically on Thursday evening asking Kathleen, would she pray with me, because Kathleen was or is the leader of our Thursday night prayer group. I do believe that God heals. I do believe that God will heal anything if we ask. I certainly had seen with my own eye that, Kathleen seems to know how to ask really well. And I said, "Kathleen, I want prayer for these wounds," and I explained it to her. And so our group gathered, and Kathleen came over, and she touched me like right here on my shoulder, and the shock wave that went through when she touched me and prayed, I remember just thinking it was like a lightning bolt, and I couldn't believe it. When we were done praying, Kathleen said to me, "Did you feel that?" And I said, "Yes, I did. I did feel it." I was really surprised that other people that had hands on me at the moment, that they didn't feel it. It was so amazing, that shock of lightning that went through. And her response to me was, "Let me know when you are healed. Come back and tell me." And so life went on the same as usual, and day to day I was still dealing with those wounds. And one day, in just the normal routines of things, I was checking to see, did I have enough of the cotton bandages that I always use? Do I need to shop? And I thought, wait a minute, when did I use these last? I don't even remember, when did I use these last? And I realized I haven't been using these at all. And I kind of had to do a self-inspection to see wait a minute, I don't have any wounds. There's nothing that's open. There's nothing that's draining. My clothes aren't stained. I don't have wounds. And I was so excited. I ran out and had to share it with my mother. I had to share it with a couple of people close to me, my family. But I was sitting on it because I knew I couldn't contact Kathleen immediately, and I was like bubbling inside. I couldn't wait. I just couldn't wait to tell my friends in prayer meeting, and I just couldn't wait to take it. But I did take it, of course, to God. I went to adoration and praised and thanked God, because this healing, I really think there's something so amazing about it, that it's like 3 different Bible stories. It's 3 different stories all pulled together. And I can't believe that I'm the person that's able to witness about this. And I thank God